Let's talk about the difference of two squares. Let's say you are asked to expand a plus b times a minus b. And the way you do that, right, is you want to times a with the first a with the second b with this a, and b with this b. And when you do that, right, here we get a times a, which is a squared, a times minus b, which is minus ab, then b times a, which is plus ba, and then plus b times minus b, which is minus b squared. The cool thing to note, right, is that if you look at these two terms, so minus AB and plus AB, they're the same, but one's minus and one's plus. And so you can cancel them out. And what you're left with is this. This very simple a squared minus b squared. And so this is what is known as a difference of two squares. Okay, it's called the difference of two squares, right? Because there's a difference right here. And we have two squares, a squared and b squared. So let's see how we can use this information. So here we have the question, expand and simplify the following, x plus 2 times x minus 2. And so if you look at this one, right, it's very similar to this, okay? And it's very easy to use as well. So if you look here, right, a represents the first term, which in this case is x. And so it just tells you to square it. So x squared is just x squared, okay? And then here, you want to put a minus, and then you want to square the second term, which in this case is 2. So here I'm going to write 2 squared. And then finally, I can write x squared minus 4. And it's that simple. So why this is pretty useful, because like you don't have to waste time. So if you had this, you don't have to waste time doing x times x, x times minus 2, 2 times x, 2 times minus 2. Okay, you can jump straight into it a lot more easier. All right, so let's go through another question. Here we have 3x minus 2y times 3x plus 2y. And so to do this, just like the first one, you want to square the first term, which in this case is 3x squared. So 3x squared. And then we want to put a minus here. And we want to square the second term, which in this case is 2y. Simplifying this, you want to square the 3, which is 9. Square the x, which is 9. Sorry, not 9. X squared. Minus square the 2, which is 4. And then square the y, which is y squared. Okay, simple stuff. All right, this is a different one. We're going to be factorizing. So compared to the previous question, it's like we're doing the reverse. To factorize, it's very easy to do. So what we're trying to do, right, is we're trying to get this form into this form. Okay, and so what you want to do, right, is you want to square root the first term and square root the second term, and then just shove it in the a and b. So what I mean by that, right, is if we square root x squared, that is just x, and we square root 4, that is just 2. Okay, and then after this, you just want to write the negative version, x minus 2. And so you can see that it follows this form right here. Okay. All right, let's go through another question. So here we have 9a squared minus 25. And same thing, square root the first one. So that is just 3a. And then you square root the second one, which is 5. So you want to write the plus version and then write the negative version. You can also write it in like the reverse order. So like you can also write like this as well. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I will be using the plus version first. All right, one last question. Here we have x plus 1 squared minus 4. Same thing as before, but you want to square root the first one. So if you square root this, right, it just cancels out. Oh, it just cancels out the 2, like the squared, sorry. And so what you're left with is x plus 1. And then square root of 4, that's just 2. And then you want to write the opposite version. And then we can simplify this a bit more, because we can do plus 1 and plus 2 here. So that is just x plus 3. And the same thing with this one, you can do plus 1 minus 2, which should give you minus 1. All right, that's the difference of two squares.